time of about 14 to 15 months by then, which is really quick for any MMO. But we are technically very sound, so we expect to be able to do it. Obviously, once we're in beta, we actually get enough feedback from players to see whether our system works as well as we think it will, and we might have to change stuff. One of the things that we're dedicated to, and which we are able to do because we run on a very low spec machine and we have a limited amount of technology that we need to take care of, is we want to actually create the game alongside with the players. Meaning, if you think of a cool idea, like getting in planes, for example, we thought about cars, but we haven't thought about planes. Maybe it makes sense to have that. It'll be relatively easy. We've got a small team, we've got 16 people in development. It'll be relatively easy for us, if the idea is good, to try and get it in the game. And this is what we're going to do. We have a bunch of ideas about, like, end game. We want to have gang wars between gangs that band together and try to create certain districts, try to control certain districts. We want the gangs to have a headquarter that other gangs can break into. We want the gangs then to try and stuff up the headquarter with all the alarms they can think of. We want to have a simple target editor where people can create their own targets, and if they are nice, we bring them onto their server. If they're well accepted and rated at a certain success level, we bring them into the game so actual players can generate their own content, bring it into the game. So there's a lot of things we can think of. But before deciding in which order we want to do them or whether we want to do them at all, we want the feedback from the players. And if players come up with better ideas than we have, which often is the case after a while, we'll be able to integrate it. Of course, we don't run 500 people on the MMO, we run 16. We can quickly turn around stuff and we can quickly modify stuff. So one of the key things in saying it's accessible, it's easy to use, and it's player friendly, it's a nice way to get in. If you don't have 5 hours of time to play a big MMO, you've got 15 minutes to play this. And we want to make that experience as good as possible for you, which means we want your opinion, and if anybody of you is interested at all, please do come into the closed beta, and we welcome your feedback. Because we want to really use the advantage of being a small team in order to react to the players that we have and make the players happy and possibly even happier than they were before. So yeah, I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for staying, thank you for your questions, thank you for playing Sudoku with us, and we'll have a French version, right, but that's another thing. I think there's a lot of French journalists, so we will have a French version for the game, not for the initial launch.
What is the business model of the game?
Oh, the business model. It's free to play. It's going to be microtransaction based. You might have seen billboards in the game, so there will be in-game advertising. The good thing about this game, if there were advertisements on the side of the road, it would look strange. They actually would have, if we don't get in-game advertisers, we'll have to create textures for our billboards because it'll just look more natural. So in-game advertising will be part of it, but we don't want it to be offensive. It needs to fit with the game model, obviously. Microtransactions are another model. We don't believe in premium content, meaning we don't believe that if you just pay money, you get to see stuff other people don't. You can actually play through until the end game and never worry about paying. Obviously, we want you to pay stuff because you like the better items or you like the nicer clothing. If you want to have a really, really cool hat, you might want to pay extra for it. But if you don't care about the cool hat, we won't charge you. What we do is that certain targets, you get the missions for those targets, but you actually need to buy a ticket in order to get there. So the ticket, you see the target, but you might not be able to get into the target. There's always going to be enough targets for you to progress through the game and succeed in the game, because we don't want to penalize you for not being rich. But that's the basic model. And then if you want to pay a bit more, we've got sort of a VIP club, which will allow certain benefits, like if you've got a pub and there's like a limited amount of people that can get into that pub, and you are VIP, you'll be sort of queue jumping and get in first. But it's not going to damage you because the pub is really just a social location. Or a VIP might get an extra item that nobody else has, stuff like that. But it's not going to affect game balance. That's very important for us. We don't want people to be able to pay their way into success. It's really more of a vanity thing. If you want to be a guy, I don't know, if you want to have your own T-shirt, you want to be a VIP member because then you can get a T-shirt saying, I'm very rich, or something like that. So, but microtransaction based is the most basic sound of it. Any more questions?